Gotta go loyal. I got a few girls on the way. Baby girl, you ain't leaving. It's my birthday with the cake. Get up and let me eat it. All up on you. Tell you that I'm sorry. Honey, I don't want this. Jumping like a Ferrari. Let's hit the switch. She know how to party. When I'm with my clique, we know how to party. How to party, we know how to party. How to party, we know how to party. How to party, we know. Welcome to the Zone No Sports Show, where you know Zone knows. A lot of stuff going on this week. The big game, yeah, we know it's on Sunday. However, we got to understand that there's still other things going on this week. What's going on? Splash Brothers, they still own the pool. Now, these two lifeguards, Chef Curry and Klay Thompson, 26 points in the first half last night. You tell me they're not focused and lasered in on what the goal is, which is to win the NBA championship. That's why they went out and got KD. That's why they went out and got a few pieces. Who's the other piece they got? The big guy, Jaja Pachulia. Now, I remember when he was in Atlanta. He wasn't the guy he is now. He's doing a little bit more. He looks maybe not the sexiest doing it, but Jaja gets the job done there in the middle. Bogut was good, but I like Jaja. Now, 11 threes by Steph with 39 points. Steph, the Chef Curry, is in the zone. What did I just say? 11 three-pointers. I mean, this obviously tells me that everybody's getting back into their offensive flow. We saw KD get on track early on with the game against OKC, and then the second game against OKC. We've seen Chef have a few games. Now, we've seen them put it together, and they're blowing people out by 30 and 40 points. It's nothing. So I'm curious to see how good can this Golden State team be. They've already reached their midseason mojo. Now, I don't know why their success is affecting so many people across the NBA landscape. Now, who do I mean in particular? Now, they got LeBron and Chucky B going at it, arguing over Twitter, Instagram, Facebooks. No, I'm just joking. But Charles, as we know, made a few comments about LeBron last week, saying he was a whiner, crybaby, and LeBron fired back, shouting out at Chuck, saying that, hey, you did this, you did that, you were here, you were there, and attacked him personally. Now, speaking of Barkley and Bron, Charles Barkley, he took the high road, I must say. That makes him the winner of this argument because he came out and actually responded and said, hey, I understand LeBron's upset. He took it personal. I didn't go personal. He said some things about me that were true. However, I critiqued him as a basketball player. That's what I did. So Charles Barkley, I must say, says a lot of crazy things on TNT Late Night with the boy Shaq. However, in this instance, Chuck, he won. Because why? He didn't stoop to the level that LeBron did. He kept it strictly business. And what does Drake say? Business is business. It's strictly financial. Ask Migos. Now, the Cavs and LeBron, they did an overnight homework assignment on Charles Barkley and, of course, on the Minnesota Timberwolves. Why do I say that? They won that game by 28 points last night. That's a good way to start February, but I'm not going to get too excited about you beating the Wolfcat Towns and everybody else there on that Minnesota team because they're still young. You got to show me a little bit more. Now, is the new sheriff really in town, LeBron, or is that something you just told us to get us all jazzed up and juiced about what we could see in June if you do make it there? Because I don't know, John Wall and Bradley Beal over in D.C. are hanging out with Mr. Trump, and they are going to march their way to Cleveland at some point this playoffs, I think, and they don't need Donald Trump to beat you guys. But I will say this. The one thing that we've been hearing back and forth were these trade rumors about Melo and K-Love. Melo and K-Love. Now, Valentine's Day is near, and New York still feels like love is in the air. However, I don't think the Cavaliers share the same thought process. Why do I say that? They still aren't selling Kevin Love for what the Knicks are trying to. Well, excuse me. They're not going to give the Knicks Kevin Love for Carmelo Anthony. It's just not going to happen. They're not buying what the Knicks are selling. That's what I tried to get out. Excuse me. Now, they worked out Mario Chalmers, NBA championship, played with LeBron. They worked out Kirk Hinrich. He's a longtime Bulls player. I still remember him in that Kansas National Championship against Carmelo Anthony. And also Lance Stevenson, who's infamously known for the blow in LeBron's ear. Had to get a little bit of lint off his ear. I think that's why he did that. I'm not sure. But out of those three options, I actually like Lance Stevenson.
because of what he brings on the defensive end. And he can score in bunches. I think if he gets into a system where he doesn't have to be the alpha dog, because he's always wanted to be a superstar. But Lance Stevenson, I just don't think you're that. I think you're a really, really, really good complimentary player, but not a superstar, sir. So, Nicki Minaj, yeah, you tell people to blow you like Lance Stevenson, but Lance Stevenson needs to blow his way into Cleveland because they need help, and I think that's the best viable option that they do have. Now, NCAA football wise, did you all see signing day? Now, that's where they sign their life away to go to the school of their choice and give themselves up for 4 years for their alma mater. Now, maybe that sounds a little bit too extreme. However, we know who probably got the top recruiting class. Who's that? What's that red team? Burgundy? Is that maroon? Oh, yeah, Alabama, number one with 26 commitments. Ohio State came in number two, 21. Now, they did say that's Alabama's largest amount of commitments, I might add, since they started the ESPN 300 in 2006. But Alabama's going to get those players anyway. Even if they get 10 players, you can guarantee yourself they're the 10 most electrifying players in the country. That's just the landscape of college football. If you want to go to the league, where do you go in NCAA basketball? Kentucky, Coach Cal. Where do you go in football? Bama, Coach Saban. So let's keep in mind that they have a track record. So that's to be expected. But number three, Georgia, that's really good for the Dogs. Kirby Smart needs that after this season because they're going to lose a Sonny Michel and a Nick Chubb after next year. So great time to replenish. I hope they got a few running backs to fill those voids. FSU, they got to replace the Dalvin the Cook. Now, 22 commitments for Jimbo Fisher. It's okay that he stayed there. Could he have gotten the LSU job? I think, but I think back and forth during the season with the stuff that was going on with Ed Orgeron, it really dampened his hopes and what he wanted to do because Ed Orgeron, he did a good job, got the job, but he's still in Florida State. That's a good place to be. 22 commitments, you can't be mad at that. But the surprising number 5, now, Juju on that beat, I don't know if he's still there. No, I think he did go pro. However, I know Adoree Jackson went pro. But USC, they always have to reload. Yes, on the West Coast, but they picked up a lot of commits yesterday. Did you see the linebacker from Texas that took off a Florida shirt, took off an FSU shirt, and then he manages to show us the USC shirt under both of those. So USC, they were number 5 on signing day, 23 commitments. I dig it. Will those Trojans get back to those Reggie Bush days? I don't think they'll get back there soon, but could they? Maybe with a coach unlike Clay Helton. Clay Helton, okay coach, but I don't think he's the long-term answer. But if you get players like Sam Darnold in there, Sam Darnold's the next big-time college football quarterback. So you mark that down. I think Sam Darnold is in the Heisman discussion early next year just because of the game he had against Penn State in the Rose Bowl. Mark it down, book it. Zoe knows what he's talking about. Now, what's the game that we really want to talk about? What are we really worried about this weekend? Oh, yeah, that's it. Super Bowl picks real quick. Now, battle of speed versus scheme. That's what I think we have here. Who's got the speed? Atlanta's got all the speed, but the Patriots have all the scheme. Now, why do I say that? Atlanta has multiple weapons that can blow New England's top off. Who are those multiple weapons? You got Julio Jones going deep. You got Taylor Gabriel running the quick slant routes. You've got Devontae Freeman as well as Tevin Coleman out of the backfield, and they can catch the football. So that does a lot to what you can do as a defense because you can line up 5 wide and motion it back into the backfield when you got a dime package or a quarters package in and run it right down the throat. So I look at this game and say, how would New England's defense adjust? Now, I think New England's defense, they'll need Harry Potter's invisible cloak for this game because they have to disguise coverages, disguise different formations, roll into coverages just to keep Matt Ryan on his toes because Matt Ryan feels as though at this point that he can just toss it up to Julio like a trash can, a paper ball to a trash can, and Julio's going to catch it because that trash can must be this wide, and he's not garbage, trust me. Now, Tom Brady on the other side, he needs to strike early, meaning score touchdowns to offset the defensive speed of Atlanta. Now, also, little things that I think they need to sprinkle into it. Now, Atlanta is a fast defense. We understand that. But they got a lot of young guys. Now, what will the Patriots likely do? I think they'll do a lot of short passes early on in the game to Julian Edelman, Danny Amendola, to really, really get those Falcons D running from side to side, side to side. And what happens then? Once they're tired, you go up the seam to Martellus Bennett, or you go with post corner routes and streaks and fades, because you've already got these guys running around from side to side trying to guess which receiver you're going to throw it to out of the screen game, and they're also trying to stay into the box and cover LeGarrette Blount. I think that we'll see a lot of matchup issues for this young Falcons D. Now, they've got to use that against them, and Bill Belichick, I might add, is the greatest matchup maker in NFL history. He will find the best matchups for this team, for his team to be successful, and he will get them to execute, and we will have to see what happens, because when Bill Belichick puts his team in a position to win, what typically happens? They win. Now, and that's all the games that count, that matter. They get it done. So their attention to detail with their coaches in the box, as well as backup quarterbacks and assistants on the sideline and everything they're watching, the Patriots are just another amoeba, a different type of organization than any other organization out there, because I'm not saying every other organization doesn't prepare, but obviously the Patriots have a formula and a sauce that they put on their burgers that is uncomparable to any other individuals or any other team or anything like that. Legacy versus legendary. Legendary wins every time. This is for Matt Ryan's legacy. However, Tom Brady to win 5, legendary. He wants to be considered better than Joe Montana, better than Johnny Unitas, better than Roger Staubach, better than Bart Starr, better than all those guys back before him. So if he gets 5, I think we can definitively say Tom Brady is the best quarterback in the league history. Now, my prediction on this game, Patriots get the dub 38-31, just because Tommy B's done it before. Matty Ice, yeah, he's nice, but I don't think they'll get it done on Sunday night. So, thank you for watching the Zono Sports Show, and I look forward to talking with you on Tuesday. We'll go over what happened this weekend and who made the mistakes, best Super Bowl commercial that I saw, and all that good stuff on the Zono Sports Show. Thank you for watching, where you know Zonos.